Okay, I am supposed to be resting. I have an upper respiratory tract infection. Got that? You writing that down? Plus, my lungs are partially collapsed. Taking the notes, taking some notes. You should be taking some notes. You gotta like be obsessed with me. You gotta write all this stuff down. You gotta like know every little thing about me. Okay, when I called up the woman at the ER to get my culture results to see if they were negative or positive, the woman at the ER told me to be careful because this can turn into pneumonia, viral or bacterial. I get it. You want your little myredbook.com back. You want your back page back. You want the child molestation forum on myredbook.com back. I get it. Y'all want to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. It's clear as day. Oh, and us women in the United States, we're just the most awful, horrible, most rotten people. Right? Because we're just too opinionated and we have minds of our own and we can think for ourselves. And you misogynist men, which is most of the United States, you just want us to be quiet, or in the words of one famous songstress, sit still and be pretty. That's what you want. You want it so we don't have opinions, we don't think for ourselves. You want it so we never speak, and that we all walk behind you all the time if we're allowed out. You want to control every aspect of everything about us. What was that movie again? Something about, wives that were basically robots. I mean, that's basically what you all want. Or just to like eliminate all women, period. Except for like a few, 7 and 8 year olds that have their MEN-SES, so that you can get them PREGNANT, so that you can have SEX with underage KIDS. And then once they get too old, like, I don't know what's too old for you people here, like you women haters, you misogynists, what's too old? Is that like 9 or 10, or is that more like 11 or 12 or 13 or 14? What's the cutoff age? What's the cutoff age where you're going to just MURDER anybody that is too old? I mean, that's what you want. Just own it. Yeah, I get it. You hate me because, you think I'm trying to like make all women into these like, man-hating feminists, and you're like, oh no, like she's gonna like teach people, she's gonna teach women, and she's gonna teach LGBTQIA, and she's gonna teach, you know, like BIPOC, and she's gonna teach like indigenous people about like learning. She's gonna teach people how to, you know, operate like a computer or something. Oh no, the world's ending. We must MURDER her, because, like, you know, she's teaching people things so they don't have to rely on men. She must be MURDERED right now. She must be KILLED right this instant. And you corrupt law enforcement, which is like 99.9% of you, hate on me for the exact same reasons. You think I'm responsible for, you know, trying to get LGBTQIA women, BIPOC, indigenous to understand that they actually have value. You hate me because I want them to understand that they have value. You hate me because I can learn without actually being in school. You know, I don't have to take classes at a college, or like, you know, I didn't have to take classes in high school to learn something. I can teach myself whatever the heck that I want to learn without being in school. So, you know, I'm threatening in that respect because I can learn anything I want to without actually entering a classroom, right? Can't have women that are educated, can't have women that can educate themselves, can't have BIPOC that can educate themselves, can't have LGBTQIA that can educate themselves, can't have indigenous that can educate themselves. No, 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 no. We must keep them down. We must keep them down. We must keep them down. We must keep them down, right? Yeah, that's exactly how most men think, and that's exactly how practically all of law enforcement thinks. And whatever you have to do to keep BIPOC down, to keep indigenous down, to keep LGBTQIA down, and to keep women down, you'll do. You'll lie, you'll cheat, you'll steal, you'll kick, you'll hit, you'll RAPE, you'll illegally break somebody's femur, you'll bash in their head, you'll crazy make them to the moon and back, and then like 10 million more times multiplied by infinity during their lifetime, right? That's what you think you got to do, right? Good for you. You're a genius. Y'all belong in Mensa. You illegally destroy the lives of people that want to improve their lives, that want to improve the lives of other people. When I get better, when I am better, and hopefully it'll be sooner than later, and y'all won't keep trying to get under my skin to make me get really sick. When I get better, I'm going to tell the world exactly what goes on in the jails. In California. Because it's ugly. It's very ugly. Okay, number one, while I'm on this subject, because I'm just awake and I'm just thinking about it, you don't cure mental illness by putting somebody in a chair and putting like chains around their waist to the point where like you could rupture their spleen, and then putting handcuffs on so tightly that you could literally break their wrists. This is not the way to cure mental illness. Literally, I agree with all those advocates out there that people that are mentally ill, they do not belong in jail. You do not lock somebody down 23 hours a day that is mentally ill. You don't lock somebody away that is mentally ill 23 hours a day with no books, no television, no radio. Not for one day, not for 2 days, not at all. You don't ever put somebody in a cell by themselves 23 hours a day with no books, no radio, no television, who's not like a freaking mass murderer. You don't make 422 PC death threats at people. Yeah, I'm looking at you, you myredbook.com Republican felons in Redwood City. This is who I'm talking about when I say that. You never put a rape victim in jail. You never put a SEXUAL ASSAULT victim in jail. You never put an MOLESTATION victim in jail. You don't give power to abusers. Ever. You don't ever allow abusers to abuse the judicial system to put their victims illegally in jail. You just don't do that. Period. That's called witness intimidation. Got it? Was that loud enough? obstruction of justice, miscarriage of justice. Yeah. You want to start down all the laws? You want to go there? You want to talk about what an arraignment is? You want to talk about what a 170.6 is? You want to talk about what the hearsay exceptions are? I mean, you know, the obvious ones like present sense impression or like, you know, hearsay excited utterances. But then there's like that, you know, hearsay exception where like, you know, if there were no records, no written records of, say, for a house from like, oh, I don't know, 1600 or 1500 or whatever, like, so if there were no written records and somebody goes into court and claims, well, there were no written records and this is my house. Guess what, people? That's their house. Well, then there's, you know, your deathbed stuff too. I mean, that's kind of a hearsay exception as well. You want to talk about the rules of evidence? Let's talk about the rules of evidence. Oh, shucks, what's the matter? You don't know the rules of evidence? Poor babies. What you can do and what you should do with anybody in jail is you put them in programs. You want people to successfully make it through? Put them in programs. Here's an idea. Oh, I don't know. Maybe make the judicial system, in quotes, because there really isn't one. It's just criminals running a criminal organization. Maybe think about modeling the criminal system after, oh, I don't know, the one in Norway. You know, like, isn't the whole idea of a justice system, wasn't the whole idea to rehabilitate people in the first place? What is so wrong with modeling a justice system after one in Europe, like Norway? What's so wrong with that? What is so difficult about that? You have this criminal enterprise run by criminals that we call a justice system, and you wonder why people get out and have PTSD, and you wonder why they can't function anymore. Okay, this is where I'm ending this one.